And the first one, of course, is what's your story, man? What's your deal? What's your story?
How far back do you want me to go?
Well, once there was this boy and this girl. No,
Oh man.
pick a spot. What we don't know the
All right.
difference. Start in
Yeah.
second
It's your
grade,
story.
October the 4th of second grade. Start there.
Second grade rocks.
Who was your second grade teacher?
I don't remember.
Oh, come
I have
on.
no idea. Everybody remembers that. So I don't remember my second grade teacher. I don't know how people remember
Adam,
that
I don't
stuff.
remember that stuff
It
either.
was Mrs. Malay. What do you can't remember your second grade teacher?
Kind of scary that you remember that. Actually.
Terrible.
Let's see. Here's my story. I grew up in a small town in Maine. Graduated with about 79 kids in my class, so one of those little small towns where everybody knew each other. Didn't really know what I wanted to do for business or work, and I was good at golf, so I decided that might be a fun career. So while I was in high school, I looked at some different options and what I could do to make golf a career, and started to ask around some different golf pros and friends of mine that were in the business, and they recommended me to look at some schools that had a program called professional golf management, which in high school, if you like golf, it sounds like a really cool major for school. So, and there were only 4 schools at the time in the entire nation that had this major. So I basically had 4 choices. It was Penn State, Mississippi State, Ferris State, which is a small college in Michigan, and New Mexico State. And out of those 4, I really narrowed it down to 2, Penn State and New Mexico State, just because I didn't want to go to Mississippi and I didn't want to go to Michigan. Living in Maine, New Mexico was kind of far, but we actually flew out to Arizona because my brother went to Arizona State. And on one of those trips, we went and visited New Mexico State. And once I visited the campus, I realized that I did not want to go to New Mexico State. Nothing against New Mexico, but there was.
I've been down on State's campus in Cruces. I know how it's happening down there.
So you've been to Las Cruces, so no chance that I was going to go there. So I ended up only applying to one school. Oh, there's a phone ringing. Only applied to one school, Penn State. What's that?
That's your second grade teacher calling. She's pissed.
It's actually my parents. So I ended up going to Penn State. Only applied there. It was cool because it was only, it was 10-hour drive from where I live, so it was close enough so I could drive home if I wanted to, but far enough so the parents couldn't drop in every weekend. So that worked out good. So I went to school there, interned at all kinds of different golf courses through that 4 years, and then found myself out in Denver working at a facility that does indoor teaching. Realized that I gave 2,500 lessons in 1 year, and to break that down,
Wow.
about 10 lessons a day for a year, and it just wears on you. It's like teaching the same thing over and over again to people, and they just don't get it, they don't apply it, and so I got a little bit tired of the golf business and started to do some other stuff on the side just to kind of have more fun. I just get a little burned out from teaching golf lessons, and one thing I realized as a golf pro, I always tell people that you don't make very much money. You don't play very much golf, and you work long hours. So someone that loves golf, it's probably one of the worst careers you could take. Nothing against anybody that's a golf pro, but I found a better way. So was doing that, and then my brother, like I said, went to school at Arizona State, and he had a chance to actually travel and work with Tom Hopkins, who was a sales trainer, motivational speaker. I didn't know who Tom was, but I knew some of the people he ran with and some of the guys he spoke with, like Tony Robbins and Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn and some of these guys. And so my brother Jeff asked me if I wanted to move to Arizona and travel on the road with Tom. And I came down to Arizona and interviewed with Tom and his team and decided to pursue that and did that for a while. It was kind of a cool gig because
there's a book from Tom he wrote probably before we were born.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's How to Master the Art of Selling, and he still looks just like that. Awesome. So I did that for about 5 years, and it was a cool job because we only worked when we were traveling on the road. So we traveled to a seminar and set up the stage and sell this product, and then we'd come home and we'd have a week or two until we had to travel again. So we were always looking at different stuff that we could do and different entrepreneurial ventures, and we did gumball machines and vending machines and some real estate investing and all kinds of other things. I remember one time, I always wanted to have some way to make residual income And I thought one good way to do it was to have gumball machines. And so I bought these 10 gumball machines and I put them all across the valley. And you drive around once a month and you empty out the quarters and you fill up the candy. And I think it's a great idea, right? But when I went to one of my locations after 2 months and I emptied out 25 cents from the machine, I realized it probably wasn't the best way to go to get the residuals. So
Wow.
yeah, that was, and so I sold all the machines to my brother actually. So that ended up profitable. But so did that for a while, and then just kind of a friend introduced us to network marketing. My dad and my brother and I, we always thought we would do some kind of business together. My dad was a business owner and started a photocopier business and built that up to about a $15 million company, and eventually sold it and retired to Arizona. And we were always looking for something to do together. We did not think it was going to be network marketing. We didn't think it was going to be greeting cards, send out cards, network marketing. And it just kind of fell into our laps, and the product made sense, and we were ready for the opportunity. And we just, we saw it, we took it and ran with it. And that was about 6 years ago now. So and it's been a wild ride over the last 6 years, but it's fun to be able to work with, my brother and my dad, and we all have separate businesses, but we work on training and doing some of that stuff together. But it's been a lot of fun. So that's kind of my story. So no background in network marketing, no real sales background, just had an entrepreneurial family. Got plugged into some good personal development, reading the right books and going to the seminars, and took a Dale Carnegie class when I was in college and just kind of got into that. My dad was a Dale Carnegie instructor too. So just kind of was always around it. And then when the opportunity presented itself and we were ready for something, I think all the pieces just came together.
Well,
that was my long-winded.
No, that's great. I mean, we want people to have, you always better understand somebody if you kind of know where they came from, because it helps you rationalize, justify their decisions they're making now, and predict what kind of person they're going to be. So I think that's great. I think for whatever reason in our generation, we kind of discredit the value of our story, or maybe those that have gone before us really are able to maximize that. So I think it's important that we're, always sharing our story. So